People have asked me, Dr. Scott, tell us more about the soul. Quick recap, 95% of who we are is what we bring into this lifetime, and it's mostly negative energy. It's negative energy, these imprints on the soul, and these energies are going to work themselves out of their own accord, but it might take several lifetimes. So we want to get through all of that as quickly and easily as possible. Remember, we want to learn the lesson, and we want to get through whatever we need to go through as quickly as possible and as painlessly as possible. And that's what I'm here to do, is to help you to do that with these techniques and these teachings. The other thing people have asked, well, why is the world such a mess? There are all these negative imprints around health, love, money, and power, and people are fighting and arguing and warring about these things for centuries. And this is a huge problem. Everyone's dipping their drinking cup into the same well and drinking from that well with all the negativity around health, love, money, and power, and this makes things a mess. I'll mention that in the next video I'm going to do after this one. Where does all this negative stuff come from? Well, there's three types of energies. Let's take a step back. There's three types of energies in the universe. There's negative, there's positive, and there's neutral. And this is where the problem starts. If most people are coming from a place of negativity with their emotions and their thoughts and their actions, then there really isn't much room for the positive stuff to get in, or to appreciate the positive, or to attract it. Ultimately, we are attraction machines. Unfortunately, most of what we're attracting is negative. We're very good at attracting negative. So we want to get into the positive energy and the divine light so we can start attracting positive things in our life and to start destroying that darkness that's causing so many problems. The third energy is neutral. Neutral is not very good. So when you think about it, negative, positive, neutral, you've got two of them are not really doing anything for you. So for most people in the world, we've already got two strikes against us. And to try and bring that positive forward on your own without any techniques, without any knowledge, without any ability, it's going to be a nightmare. So I'm here to end the nightmare so we can start experiencing heaven on earth instead of what we've been experiencing since the fall from grace, which is hell on earth. So it's time to get to the good stuff. We have other type of negative forces and energies that have an effect on us and also affect our lives. One is stuff we've gotten in school, socialization process in school, stuff that people have told us, or negative things that people have done to us. Some of these things might not have been that bad, but we have a big perception and a lot of super negativity around it. I get it. Some people have done horrible things to other people, and I'm not denying that. The other area is politics. Politicians promise a lot, they don't deliver, and there's all this fighting in the political forum. The political forum is a place for nasty, down and dirty fighting. It's all negativity and very little positivity. We're also affected by negative energies from the media. Negative images, death, doom, and destruction. Everything's the 3Ds, death, doom, and destruction. Crazy things on the news. The orange juice that's killing your children, film at 11. Crazy stuff like that. Human interest stories that really aren't news, but they're nice and they're kind of cute, like the fireman helped the elderly senior citizen with getting the kitten out of the tree. But it's not really news. That's just these human interest stories. Most of those are negative as well. We also have the energy of war. People are warring peoples. We've always been warring peoples. We know this from going all the way back to the caveman days. Anthropologists and scientists can look at the bones and say these are people that died from injuries due to warring clans and warring factions and warring tribes. So not much has changed. We need to break these cycles. There are so many other areas, I'm sure you can think of them yourself, where negativity comes in and affects your life and affects people around you. The other thing too is not just all of these different social conditionings that have happened, but also patterns. Negativity comes to us through the family tree. And we see this in the areas of health, love, money, and power. Some families have money, most families don't. Some families have the same health problems that happen at the same age, generation after generation. So we have to break that cycle, because otherwise it's going to continue. I'll never forget, I was working in an insurance company, and this is nearly 25 years ago. So we're talking about the very late 1980s, very early 1990s. And one of the attorneys that worked for the insurance company, he would never have cake on the day it was someone's birthday in the office. He never ate candy or chocolate or junk. And he would always exercise. He was out running during his lunch hour. Now, 25 years ago, those people were called health food freaks and health freaks. He was very smart. He was trying to break the cycle, the imprint in the family, which we didn't know what it was. But one day I came into work. I had an appointment beforehand. I came into work late. I walked into the office. It was like walking into 4 feet of tar. It was such a horrible feeling in the office. And I asked somebody, what the heck happened? And they said that he had died the night before. He was 36 years old. He had died of a brain aneurysm. His father had died of a brain aneurysm at age 36, and his grandfather had died of a brain aneurysm at age 36. So he was trying the best he could with earthly tools to try and break the cycle by changing what he ate and how he took care of his body. Unfortunately, that's not enough. You have to know how to get into the soul to destroy the imprint that perpetuated that horrible cycle from one generation of men in that family to the next. The other area of negativity, other than the family tree, is what we get from our environment. This is something in the East called place karma. I don't know if you've ever had the experience where you go into a beautiful cathedral and you can feel the energy lifts you up. This is the idea that the energy pulls you up with your thoughts and your energy moving up towards heaven. There's also the other energy. I've been to a few battlefields. I'm a historian by training. My PhD is in history. I've been to some of the battlefields on the Western Front in Belgium and France, and I've been to some Civil War battle sites. And you can feel that something powerfully negative has happened there. So place karma, place imprints are very important, and these too need to be cleared. Oftentimes what I do is I'll go to someone's home and clear them. But there's also mantras and sounds you can listen to and download and play in the house 24/7 or in that area 24/7 that will dissipate and destroy those negative energies. The other area for negative energies and negative imprints are items. Metal holds energy, rings, bracelets, earrings. It helps someone who inherited their great aunt's jewelry. Her great aunt was a very negative, nasty person, no sense putting too fine a point on it. And as soon as she put on that energy, terrible things started happening in her life. She found out about me, she came to see me. I held the jewelry, I cleared the energy, and then things went back to a better state for her because that jewelry was holding her negative energy. Tibetan Buddhists talk about this too. They say be very careful about secondhand furniture, secondhand clothes, because this carries the energy of the people who wore these items. And you need to know what their energy was like if you want to have half a chance of not picking up on any negativity.